Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
Coming up on 18 Eyewitness News, a bomb scare shuts down 2 area Walmarts. Also, the investigation continues into a teenager's death inside of an Ironton motel room. Plus, Dr. Sunil Chan is going to join us on tonight's Ask the Expert. All of these stories, and will those triple-digit high temperatures be back this week?
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Here's our top story we're working on for you at this hour. 2 area Walmarts were evacuated on Friday evening due to a bomb scare. The Fredericktown Walmart Supercenter received a call around 6:45 p.m. while the Piedmont Walmart was evacuated about 10 minutes after 8. In both cases, a recorded message said, quote, "There is a bomb on the premises and the public has 2 hours to evacuate. This is not a joke," end quote. In both cases, no explosives were found. This was an orchestrated harassment against Walmart, as stores in Gladstone, also Raytown, Nixa, Ozark, Jefferson City, and St. Peter's all received similar threats. No explosives were found in any of those locations either. New details on this story on 18 Eyewitness News. As of Monday afternoon at around 2:06 p.m., the Madison County 911 Center received another bomb threat. This was the only Walmart in the Missouri area as of this time that had received a similar threat. Here's Madison County Sheriff Dave Lewis with more details.
Here's what we got, guys. We got the original call at 14:06, which is 2:06 p.m. We've since had 6 different calls from the same person alleging that there's a bomb in our local Walmart store. And the police department, Fredericktown Police Department, and the fire department here in town, Sheriff's Department, and Highway Patrol, we conducted just a sweep of the building, evacuated everyone, and right now we're waiting on some bomb dogs to come from Lambert St. Louis Airport. And that's where we're at right now.
Do you know if this is the only facility here in Missouri that's received the same calls? I know Friday there was several.
I understand that this morning there was one in another city here in Missouri about 7:30 this morning, but I don't know who it was, which town.
Okay. Any idea about trying to trace this? I mean, is the FBI going to get involved? Or?
Okay, we have notified federal authorities. ATF, Secret Service, and the FBI is aware of it, and they're doing what they can do at this time. I mean, as you guys well know, this day and time, you can spoof phones, you can do all kinds of things. So, you know, it's maybe going to be pretty hard to trace down, but they're actively working on it. We've already contacted them.
We'll bring you more details as they become available on this story. Now, Dustin's here with a look at our first forecast. Dustin?
Good evening, Aaron. Good evening, everybody. It's hot out there right now, and it's been hot all day, and more hot weather is on the way. Currently here in Southeast Missouri, it's 93 in Festus and St. Genevieve, 94 in Fredericktown and Ironton, Piedmont right now at 96, as well as in Poplar Bluff and Van Buren, and 95 right now in Ellington, rather. And as we head through the evening hours, we're going to continue to see warm conditions, 92 and cloudy at 7 p.m., 86 degrees by 9, and by midnight, we'll see a temperature around 80 degrees and cloudy skies remain throughout the area. That's your first forecast. I'll give you more details on the heat and possibly some relief coming up later in weather.
The investigation continues into the death of a Bellevue teenager at an Ironton motel. Authorities were called to the Shepherd Mountain Inn on July 20th, where they found 18-year-old Vanna Barton unresponsive on the floor in one of the rooms. Barton was first taken to a local hospital, then flown to St. Louis. She died 2 days later after being removed from life support. Iron County Coroner Tony Cole performed Barton's autopsy on July 23rd. However, the results of the toxicology test and the determination of the exact cause of death may not be known for a month. According to media reports, several people were inside the room at the time Barton was found unresponsive. One person is already in police custody, and charges are expected to be filed on others who were there at the time. A week from Tuesday, voters across Missouri will go to the polls to cast their ballot in the August primary. In St. Francis County, visual impaired voters will have the opportunity to use new voting machines. County Clerk Mark Hedrick showed the machines to our 18 Eyewitness News cameras and described how it works.
This is a machine that can be used by the blind. It will speak the ballot and they can vote. They have the touchpad, which they know what the squares are, and it'll instruct them on what the touchpad is, okay? And this is how they would register their vote.
Hedrick says these new machines replace the touchscreens the county used previously. He adds these machines do not record votes.
This is a whole lot smaller and it works a little bit better. This does not record votes. What happens is after they get done voting, it will actually print a ballot out. A ballot will come out.
Hedrick says those ballots are then placed into the voting counting machines that the county began using in April. There will be one accessible voting machine for the visually impaired at every polling location in St. Francis County. The Rowdy Bridge over St. Francis River in Madison County will be replaced this coming fall. Missouri Department of Transportation resident engineer Jason Williams told our 18 Eyewitness News camera crew where the replacement bridge will be going.
It's about 6 miles west of Highway 67.
The price tag on the bridge replacement project is just over $1.5 million. Williams says with all the construction MoDOT is doing this summer, drivers need to be extra careful.
It's always a good idea to slow down. We do have workers that are moving in and out of the work zone, and they are occupied on obviously building the highway, and sometimes they are, have a little bit of inattention as well. So we just encourage motorists to slow down, pay attention through the work zone, and just be safe.
Williams says the hot, dry weather has allowed crews to make excellent progress on a number of road construction projects in southeast Missouri. And when we come back, we'll find out about a brand new event coming to this week's St. Francis County Fair. That story's coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day and 6 months same as cash financing. No hassle leasing and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customer. In Doniphan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance.
Sing a song about the Heartland. Sing a song about my life.
Oh, the blood of Jesus washes. Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
The St. Francis County Fair opens on Tuesday. Fair Board member Jim Howard visited our 18 Eyewitness News studios and told us Thursday evening will feature a first-of-its-kind event at this year's fair.
Never seen it, never heard of it, but I'm interested in seeing it. That's going to be a lawnmower demolition derby.
Jim says he had never heard of it until Jeremy Smith brought it up at the meeting last November. And Jim says this is a derby anyone can take part in.
Jeremy went through got rules and regulations from different clubs and sanctions of it and made up his own. And Terry Burns is going to head that up now. So I'm curious to see what it'll bring. I think it'll be interesting. They got to have a certain amount of leg protection and this and that where they don't come up on the lawnmowers, but it'll be interesting.
The 139th Annual St. Francis County Fair runs through this Saturday, August the 4th. Among the highlights this year is the Friday night concert with Trent Tomlinson, produced and sponsored by Froggy 96 and the Dawkins Broadcast Group. The first annual Health Expo in Poplar Bluff is less than 4 weeks away. The event, set for Saturday, August 25th, is sponsored by the Poplar Bluff Chamber of Commerce. Spokesperson Shannon Eck says the expo will feature interactive health forums.
The health fair is going to be not just a place you can walk in and look at booths. It's also going to have health forums in it where you can listen to what doctors have to say on a certain subject, and you can also ask questions yourself.
Shannon says there will also be a number of activities for seniors and youngsters and anyone in between.
Of course, there will be booths there, and they'll have the screenings. So there's going to be lots of different things for everybody, including a kids zone.
In the kids zone, children can both play as well as learn about healthy snacks and how to get good exercise. The first annual Health Expo will be held at the Best Activity Center on the campus of Three Rivers Community College in Poplar Bluff. A Piedmont man is going to prison for unlawful possession of a firearm. 38-year-old William Nathan Singleton was sentenced on Friday to 24 months in federal prison on one felony count of being a previously convicted felon in possession of a firearm. Last October the 5th, a search warrant executed at Singleton's home on Route 3 revealed he had a loaded .410 shotgun with 9 rounds of ammunition in his bedroom. Because of Singleton's previous felony conviction in 2009 for unlawful use of a weapon, he's prohibited from possessing firearms and ammunition. When we come back, Dr. Sunil Chan joins us on Ask the Expert.
More heat is on the way for southeast Missouri. I'll have all the details coming up next in weather.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. It was a hot day today here in southeast Missouri, but more hot weather is on the way. Isolated thunderstorms could be here in southeast Missouri this evening for the rest of the evening, and then for tomorrow we're going to start seeing those hot times continue for the next several days and possibly some isolated thunderstorms towards the end of the week into the weekend. Here in southeast Missouri, it's 93 right now in Cape Girardeau as well as in St. Genevieve. Fredericktown, look at that, 94, 96 in Piedmont and Poplar Bluff as well as in Van Buren, 95 right now in Ellington, Potosi, and Festus up to our north at 93. Here at the station, we have a current temperature of 94 degrees under a cloudy sky. Feels like 96 with current dew point at 64, 36% humidity, and northwest wind at 8 miles per hour. Heading out the doors for tomorrow, we're going to see another hot day here in southeast Missouri as this front tries to move down south. This front tries to move out north. Here's what's going to happen. Right now, this front is stationary. This front's moving towards that stationary front. They're going to collide, make into one front for our area. You think a cool front will bring us cooler weather, but it's not going to bring us cooler weather at all. It's just going to be hot. What it could bring us is a chance of showers and thunderstorms with a temperature around 70 degrees for your overnight low, north wind 5 to 10. And then for tonight, Festus 69, 70 degrees in St. Genevieve, 72 in Piedmont, Poplar Bluff at 74, 69 in Ellington, Van Buren at 70. Then for tomorrow, 103 is our daytime high. It's going to be another hot day. Light to variable winds, mostly sunny. We're going to see temperature around 103 in Festus, 102 in Potosi, 102 in Ironton, Van Buren, 101, 101 in Piedmont, and Cape Girardeau also at 101. The next several days are looking like this through southeast Missouri. On Tuesday, we'll see a high again of 103, 100 on Wednesday, partly sunny skies, 99 on Thursday and Friday. Temperatures are close to the 100-degree mark. And partly sunny skies on Thursday. Chance of isolated thunderstorms on Friday. Another chance of isolated thunderstorms on Saturday. Temperature around 100. Then on Sunday, it's going to be a nice day as far as the sunshine, but we're going to see a high temperature around 96, 98 degrees and scattered thunderstorms on Monday. Another look at our weekend forecast here in southeast Missouri. Another chance of isolated thunderstorms on Saturday, high of 100, low of 75, 96, and partly sunny on Sunday with a low of 69. That's check your storm tracker weather forecast. More details located at froggy96online.com. Just click on the weather tab. Aaron, back to you.
Thanks, Dustin. Now Fred Dawkins Jr. is here with our Ask the Expert segment.
On today's edition of Ask the Expert, we talk with Dr. Sunil Chan of Chan's Medical Office about hypertension.
Hypertension is a term used to describe high blood pressure. Essential hypertension means that the cause of blood pressure is not known. Blood pressure means the force against the walls of your arteries as your heart pumps blood through the body. Blood pressure readings are usually given as two numbers. For example, 120/80. One or both of these numbers can be too high. The top number is called the systolic blood pressure, and the bottom number is called the diastolic blood pressure. Many factors can affect your blood pressure, including how much water and salt you have in your body, the conditions of your kidney, nervous systems or blood vessels, the level of different body hormones. You have a high risk of high blood pressure if you are African American, are obese, are often stressed and anxious, drink too much alcohol, more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 drinks for men, eat too much salt in your diet, have a family history of high blood pressure, have diabetes, smoke. Most of the time there are no symptoms. In most people, high blood pressure is found when they visit their healthcare provider and have their blood pressure checked. Because there are no symptoms, people can develop heart disease, kidney problems without knowing they have high blood pressure. If you have severe headaches, nausea, vomiting, confusion, changes in your vision, or nosebleeds, you may have severe and dangerous forms of high blood pressure called malignant hypertension.
If you have a question you would like to ask one of our experts, log on to froggy96online.com and click Ask the Expert.
Coming up in today's Your Life segment, family expert Dr. Bill Meyer takes on the quality versus quantity debate on today's Focus on the Family.
I'm Stacy Johnson. If you're one of the millions of Americans who wears glasses, you know how expensive those designer frames can be. Ready to save 80 to 90%? Just focus on what's ahead on Money Talks News.
Your health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge, where caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment with a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Well, maybe you've heard the argument that quality time with your kids is more important than your quantity of time you spend with them. On today's Focus on the Family, Dr. Bill Meyer visits with a family who made some tough choices in order to give their kids both.
It's one thing to be gone long hours during the day. It's another thing to be gone days on end, traveling out of town, so you're not even home at night.
What do you do when you can't give your kids the time they deserve?
It was tough at times. It's definitely gone a lot.
For Richard and Joanne Kaiser, it meant making some difficult choices.
After a couple of years, Joanne was saying, "Help, I'm drowning."
Joanne had already given up her job to be at home with the kids, but Richard was traveling 4 days a week in a very rewarding career.
I chose to step away, and it was a real roller coaster ride vocationally for a couple of years after that. But we made a commitment that no matter what the financial restrictions were, being home with the kids was the top priority.
Now it's definitely a lot better now. He's home every night. We can throw in the backyard.
You may have heard the myth that quality time is more important than quantity time. But the research shows that kids need both. In fact, you can't really achieve a quality relationship without quantity time with your kids.
It's the quantity of situations where you're able to be around your child when they're frustrated, when they're happy, when they're experiencing success, when they're experiencing failure. You need the variety of those experiences in order to really build into the child.
Earlier this year I was going through some tough times, so just to come home and talk to my parents was really good.
I would hope that they would be able to look back on those times and say Mom was there, Dad was there.
I think it will give them a sense of being grounded in who they are and knowing that they're important.
Reprioritizing to spend more time with your kids can be tough. But remember, few people reach the end of life wishing they spent more time at the office. With Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
For more valuable information on life, issues, relationships, and family, please visit FocusOnTheFamilyTV.com. If you see the world through glasses, you have a clear picture of how expensive they can be. Pick a pair of designer frames and you could be spending hundreds. But it doesn't have to be that way. Here's money expert Stacy Johnson to help you focus on savings.
Nothing's more annoying than not being able to see the world properly, except perhaps paying hundreds of dollars just to get things into focus. If all you need is reading glasses, do what I do. I go to the dollar store and buy 10 pairs at a time, then stash them all over my house. Hey, they don't look great, but if all you need to do is read every now and then, what's the big deal? For those who need to both see well and look good, however, the solution's a bit fuzzier. Here's the step-by-step to save hundreds on your next pair of glasses. First, you'll need an eye exam, hopefully one covered by your insurance, or you've set aside some money in an FSA at work to pay for it. Then get a copy of that prescription. Federal law requires that an eye doctor give you a copy of your prescription, so you should always ask for it. Another thing you need, the pupillary distance. That's the distance between your eyes. You're going to need that to shop for glasses. But once you've got that info, go for it. You can shop anywhere. If you want personal service, there are plenty of local shops and chains to choose from. Warehouse clubs like BJ's are a place you might save some serious cash. But if you really want to focus on saving, you'll typically find the best deals online. There are sites where you can buy frames, complete with standard single vision lenses and anti-scratch coating for less than $10. On some sites, you can even upload a picture of yourself and see what different frames will look like on you. But as with all online shopping, you gotta keep an eye out. Some of these sites have crummy customer service, some have bad quality. So you gotta go online, do some research, check some complaint sites, and see what's going on. But even if you prefer the personal touch, nothing wrong with using online prices to try to get a better deal with local merchant. Need more information and links to save on spectacles? Go to MoneyTalksNews.com and do a search for Saving on Glasses. For Money Talks, I'm Stacy Johnson.
As Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to MoneyTalksNews.com.
And coming up in sports, the Cardinals dropped 2 in Chicago this weekend after once again failing to hit with runners in scoring position. The Rams re-signed one of their top defensive players, and the Missouri Tigers opened training camp on Thursday. These stories and more coming up in sports on 18 Eyewitness News.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-587-7095.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News, with Jeremy Martin.
Chicago Cubs rookie first baseman Anthony Rizzo drove a 2-run 10th-inning home run of Cardinals rookie reliever Trevor Rosenthal to deliver a 4-2 win at Wrigley Field Sunday afternoon.
The Redbirds' inability to deliver a hit with runners in scoring position once again doomed the third-place defending world champions to a frustrating loss. The Cardinals did not produce a hit with runners in scoring position in either of their 2 weekend defeats. St. Louis falls to 54-48 overall at 14-10 this month, despite receiving the league's best pitching. The Cardinals are back in action Tuesday night when they take on the Rockies at Coors Field. Entering training camp, the Rams faced losing their top 2 defensive players to free agency after this season. However, on Sunday, the Rams announced that end Chris Long had agreed to a 4-year deal that will keep him under contract through 2016. Long had 13 sacks last season and is now the oldest starter on a young, potentially emerging defensive line at age 27. The Rams have also been working on a contract extension with linebacker James Laurinaitis for a while, and conversations with his agent took place this weekend as well. And when the Missouri Tigers open training camp on Thursday in Columbia, head coach Gary Pinkel is going to drill one message into quarterback James Franklin's head: self-preservation. Recovering from a shoulder injury that forced him to miss most of spring practice, Franklin will be treated with extra care. And knowing what awaits, Pinkel's advice seems sound. Of the 8 SEC teams on Mizzou's schedule, 4 of them finished last year among the top 8 in the country in total defense. The Tigers' first SEC opponent will be Georgia, with its 9 returning defensive starters from a unit that ranked 5th in the country last year. Franklin's progress over the next month will be critical in determining how well the Tigers are able to handle those defenses. The Tigers want to make sure Franklin gets there and stays there after he passed for more than 2,800 yards and ran for almost 1,000, directing an offense that averaged nearly 33 points per game in 2011. And that's a look at sports. Aaron and Dustin, back over to you.
Well, Dustin, looked like it was a great weekend of weather, some sunshine, some cloud cover, more importantly, some rain there part of Sunday morning. And I think we're going to get some scattered showers off and on through the rest of the week, right?
We do have that chance off and on tonight. There's a chance off and on tonight. And then as we look at the 7-day forecast, we're going to see a better chance towards the end of the week. We're going to see temperature around 103 tomorrow with sunshine. Sunshine remains for the next several days. 100 on Wednesday, 99 on Thursday. Some isolated thunderstorms on Friday and Saturday, temperature around 100. It's just a broken record with that 100-degree weather. 96 on Sunday, the pick day of the weekend with partly sunny skies, and then another chance of scattered thunderstorms on Monday with a high around 98 degrees. So it's just going to continue to be hot, but those showers and thunderstorms we actually do need. We're really far behind. We're about almost, I believe, 5 inches below where we should be. So we should be here, we're here, but normally we're up here, if that makes sense. So we're about 10 inches.
You need one of those graphics for that.
Yeah.
Here, should be here.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll figure that out.
Yeah. We're about, in the long run, we're about 10 inches behind. So
I believe in just a day away from August, so I'm sure we're going to have a smoldering hot autumn coming up as well. It just doesn't seem like there's much relief in sight.
It looks like temperatures are going to be above normal, moisture below normal. So I guess
hot and dry.
Hot and dry, yep.
Not good conditions for those pretty fall colors. That'll do it for 18 Eyewitness News. I'm Aaron Cox.
And I'm Dustin Kopp. Have a great evening, everybody. Newswatch is next. We'll see you tonight at 10.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.